What if the clearest answers live inside the toughest questions? Imagine standing at the edge of thought. You ask a question, but the answer arrives in a riddle. Not confusion, but clarity. This is Rumi's way. Through paradox, through saying what seems impossible, Rumi shakes our certainties and opens us to something that's beyond logic. He crafts a language where contradictions melt into deeper truth. Welcome to our journey into Rumi and the language of paradox, where the heart hears wisdom that reason cannot reach. Welcome to the unfolding journey, where poetry meets philosophy and paradox becomes a path. If you're drawn to mystical insight, spiritual transformation, and poetic ways of exploring truth, you're in the right place. Together we navigate ancient teachings, dissolve neat answers, and learn to rest in the mystery. Rumi uses paradox intentionally. He doesn't contradict himself to provoke confusion. He does so to dissolve the ego's limited logic, inviting us into paradoxical metaphor, tension between thought and feeling, a language that points beyond itself. In Fihi, his late-life prose, Rumi frequently says one thing and implies its opposite, teaching that spiritual truth can't be boxed in orderly thought. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Here, Rumi reverses our sense of self. We are both small and infinite. Rumi's poem, "Look how formless and faceless I am." He claims to be nothing, yet full of ineffable presence, all paradoxes pointing beyond identity. Rumi's stories in the Masnavi often hinge on paradox. The calendar who appears carefree but carries deep care in his heart, paradoxical freedom through devotion. The seeker who must cross the deadly ocean by wearing his soul as footwear. These paradoxes invite us inward. Understand the world deeper, not through logic, but through lived transformation. When Shams threw Rumi's books into a fountain and told him, "This is what you cannot understand," he declared a paradox. Rumi, a scholar, was challenged into direct realization. Knowledge is not enough. Knowingless is the door. This encounter illustrates that spiritual depth often arises where the reasonable mind breaks. At the root of Rumi's spiritual vision is Wadat al-Wujud, the unity of existence. He says, "Out beyond notions of right-doing and wrong-doing, there's a field. I'll meet you there." This is not moral relativism. It is union beyond duality. Rumi shows paradox as a space, where the self is lost and the beloved remains. Rumi understood that linear logic cements division. Paradox dissolves boundaries. It breaks habit, invites wonder, opens us to intuitive knowledge rather than mere opinion. He urges, "Sell your cleverness by bewilderment." The heart knows what the mind shrugs off. Rumi structured the Masnavi in thematic pairs. Books 1 to 2, the ego and nafs, deception and self-awakening. Books 3 to 4, reason versus divine knowledge. Books 5 to 6, letting go of form, union with essence. Each stage uses paradox to loosen the ego, from reason, logic, identity, preparing the seeker for unity beyond separation. Rumi's grief over Sham's disappearance propelled him into paradoxical poetry. Love born from sorrow, joy shaped by pain. He turned contradictions into medicine. Love entwined with heartbreak, presence born of absence. In paradox lies transformation. Look how formless and faceless I am. I'm rising into nothingness like the moon. Readers reflect how Rumi's paradoxical imagery dissolves identity, pointing toward non-dual witnessing. Thorns blossom with love. Even suffering blooms into beauty when seen through Rumi's paradoxical lens, and becomes medicine for the heart. In a world craving clarity, Rumi teaches that truth often lives within uncertainty, not outside it. Paradox invites us to live with questions rather than fix with answers, to hold life's tension fluidly, openly, curiously. Here are a few ways to explore Rumi's paradoxical living. Meditate with a paradoxical poem. Let it unfold inside you rather than analyze. Notice when your certainty breaks. Pause there. Practice speaking in pairs. I am lost and at home. Allow grief and gratitude to coexist. Let love bloom from both. In living paradoxically, we align closer to the mystery Rumi points toward. Rumi showed us that truth is deeper than logic and love richer than certainty. His paradoxes don't confuse, they heal. They don't divide, they unite. They bring us to a field beyond right and wrong, where heart knows what mind cannot. If the journey into paradox resonated with you, and you'd like more poetic wisdom, mystical insight, or spiritual practice, join us. Sparkles subscribe to The Unfolding Journey for weekly reflections that walk the edge of mystery and meaning. Thumbs up like this video if it opens something in you. Repeat button, share it with fellow seekers of paradox and truth. Bell and click the bell to stay connected with unfolding insights. Until next time, may you rest in questions, blossom in paradox, and awaken in love beyond words.